Drills Talk, episode 41. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to achieve unwavering focus. This is based off of a blog I wrote in the past entitled Unwavering Focus. Unwavering focus is tunnel vision, blocking out all the noise and striving for exactly what your goal or your dream is. A great example, the 2008 New York Giants, when they faced the big bad undefeated New England Patriots and they had Tom Brady and Randy Moss and we were like huge underdogs. We actually won that game, believing in ourselves and blocking out all the noise, focusing on what the game plan was, executing and winning the championship. And we're going to talk about how we can do the same. Let's go. Drills Talk, episode 41. This is the top 4 ways to achieve unwavering focus. But before we get started, every Monday, we have a new blog. Every Wednesday, new vlog, Drills Talk. Every Friday, a new beat produced by me. Please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Those of you who've already been with me, thank you for coming back. And everybody who's new, thanks for joining and coming along for the ride. I appreciate it. Let's get started. Number one is don't let the goals scare you. I mean, you've heard it and I've heard it. If your dream's not big enough to scare you, then it's not, big enough. Okay, whatever. I don't think it should scare you. I think the fear comes from the unknown. And it's unknown because you haven't jumped in. So you're not that focused, right? The unknown is telling you that, hey, it could be anything in there. We don't know if we're going to eat chasing this dream or goal. We don't know how much bad things can happen, all the negative stuff. And the unknown usually only breeds negativity. You never say, oh my goodness, I don't know what it's going to be. I may make more money than I've ever made before. That never happens, right? We need to focus on getting rid of this fear. You shouldn't be scared of your dream. You should embrace the unknown. And the quicker you embrace the unknown, the more you can take those away and focus on what's important, which is the actual goal, the actual dream. You're not, wasting time saying, okay, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? You're just going with the flow until you actually know what you're doing because you're in it. And then you make adjustments. You can't make adjustments without being in it. You can't, game plan too much. There's going to be adjustments within the game and you have to understand, okay, this is my plan. And then I'm going to go into it and I'm not going to be scared. What's going to happen is something's going to surprise me. I'm going to get smacked in the face and I'm going to stop and I'm going to adjust. But I've learned everything about my surroundings now. So I'm no longer scared. I think that we can really embrace unwavering focus and really embrace just blocking out the noise when we're taking steps forward. It's really hard to sit still and not hear all the noise. It's really hard to sit still and not, be overwhelmed with worry. So the first step in unwavering focus would be to actually step forward. Number two is a controlled obsessive compulsion. You have to be obsessed with what you're trying to achieve. I mean, I spoke about the Giants and, all sports teams. Every year, the beginning of the year, there's, 30 plus teams that have the same goal and their goal is to win a championship. You have to understand that in life, there's millions of people that have your same exact goal, your same dream, starting a business or becoming CEO in somebody else's company or, whatever it may be, becoming a huge, entertainer. Millions of people have the same goal. So what are you going to do to separate yourself? You have to be obsessed with it. You have to live it. You have to be it. You have to be in it. This is the only way. A lot of people, since his tragic death, Kobe Bryant's tragic death, are really familiar with Mamba mentality now. Mamba mentality is an obsessive, compulsive, attitude about whatever it is you're doing. Of course, controlled. And, if you're familiar with obsessive compulsive disorder, you know that those thoughts and those things are uncontrolled and, they don't really want those. But what we're doing is we're inviting this obsessive compulsive, feeling when it comes to what it is we want to do. We may miss a couple of, social events because we're focused and we're heads down and doing exactly what we want to do. There'll be plenty of time to go to social events afterwards. And you have to understand that this is what it takes. It's very hard to be kind of laissez-faire and go with the flow about your dream or your goal when it takes way more than that. If you want a six pack, let's say you want to work out and you want a six pack, working out 2 times, 3 times a day, that's probably obsessive. But a controlled method would be, okay, well, I'm going to work out 4 times a week, but it's making sense though, because now I'm giving my body to rest and recover, and I'm not getting injured because I'm overworking out. I'm also going to be obsessively, monitoring my intake of what I'm eating, because I know that that's more than half the battle. I'm working out. Yes, my heart's strong. I got the cardio. But the fat is because of what I'm eating. And that is what's going to, the controlled part of it, is what's going to really give you the benefit of saying, okay, I can see that my fat intake is lower. I can see that I'm working out. I'm eating more, good foods, less sugar. So, it's not being stored as fat. I can see my abdominals starting to show. And then before you know it, you got boom, boom, boom going on. And it's because you were obsessed with it. We have to get rid of the negative connotation about obsession. If it's something good, I don't know how it can be bad. You know what I mean? So your obsession with what your dream's going to be, you living in it, you constantly thinking about it, that can't be negative. Yeah, people are going to think you're a little crazy. Kobe Bryant was a little crazy. He didn't have a lot of friends. He did not. People love him now, and they have all these stories about him. His teammates didn't like him, but it was hard to play for a guy who wanted to win so bad, or play with a guy who wanted to win so bad, and who was so good. He put in so much work. He worked harder than anybody else. But if he didn't, he probably still would have been better than everybody else on his team. That kind of person is hard to work with. But you understand the greatness and the level of greatness he achieved is because of that. If he didn't have that, he would not be, what we know of as the Mamba. So, are you going to be a Mamba, or are you just going to be a spectator? Your choice. Number 3. Number 3 is you're not the only one. So if, you don't get that there are, again, millions of people who want to do what you want to do, understand that level of competition. All right, I have to not be afraid of my dream. I have to be obsessed with my dream, but I also have to understand that, there's other people that want this. This dream is not a dream for me, only. This is a great thing that can happen to somebody, and there's many people running this race for it. So how can I put my best foot forward and achieve it? I understand that I'm not the only one. So what do I have to do to stand out? What do I have to do to outwork these people? The obsession definitely helps. But to stand out, that takes some thought. You can't just be a hard worker. Okay, I work really hard, but no one knows you. No one knows how hard you're working. There's no, where nobody can go and see your work. It's kind of for naught, So what else can you do? You have to market your work. You got to show people what you do. You have to always be on, quote unquote, on, telling people about what you do, why you do it, how you do it, when you do it, when's the last time you did it, all of that stuff. It's kind of like you're constantly trying to run a race and you're not really running. You're always saying, okay, well, I know there's competition out there, so I got to do something. When you're resting and you're like, okay, well, I want to do this, and I know somebody else who wants to do that, they're probably working right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something to make myself better. No matter how small, as long as I'm working to get better, I'm putting myself in position to compete. And if you get that part, your unwavering focus is just that much stronger. Always be racing. Always be on. Number 4. Number 4 is paying the price. This is something that a lot of people don't really discuss. The price of success. The price of, whether it's fame or fortune or whatever it is that you're striving for, there's a price. Unwavering focus, tunnel vision, it sounds like what it is. If you are tunnel vision, you are missing a lot of everything else. You're on deaf ears to a lot of everything else. So, there's a potential to lose some relationships, friendships. You're going to miss out on a lot of memories. You are probably not going to have a lot of friends. And I mentioned Kobe Bryant and how that went down. It's just, are you willing to pay that price? Your circle's probably going to be this small. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be so many people just clamoring to get around you because they could be intimidated by you now. It's just a lot going on. He's so strong-minded or she's so strong-minded and it seems that she's serious or he's serious all the time. That's going to push a lot of people away, until the fame starts, and then that's going to pull them back. And it's like, oh, hey, all that success, I'm not so scared of you, So the price is a loss of a lot. The price is understanding that your goal is super important, but there's other important things that are going to have to go by the wayside. And are you willing to pay that? A lot of people are not. This is why a lot of dreams, people say people don't follow their dreams. A lot of people try. The thing is, the price of that dream is too much for a lot of people. Is the price too much for you? That's something that you need to determine. What is that price? Again, it could be relationships. It could be, temporary health. I mean, you're working so hard, you just driving yourself nuts for a little while. Rapid aging, you know what I mean? You're in your 30s and you're going gray and everything because you've been working so hard, stressing so much about making your dream come true. It can happen. You can, look up and it's like, okay, 10 years of hard work. I'm successful. I have 2 good friends. I have, my spouse and then, my family who still talks to me. Are you okay with that price? It's a hard question. But if you really want your goal, I say it's worth it. This was Drills Talk, episode 41, the top 4 ways to achieve unwavering focus. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this out. It's Drills.